Now it's the gold medal match over in the Tokyo Olympics. That's right, as of course the two big boys, two favourites from the start, have actually met in the final. But who's going to come out on top with the bling? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with a prediction video today. We're looking forward to the gold medal match, that's right, over in the Olympics, over in Tokyo, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, boys? Smash your subscribe and get your bang out today with all things Olympic Games related, Blackburn Rovers related, woo, football related, we get it all here under one brewski. That's right, boys and girls. Of course, we're looking forward to the gold medal match, and also we'll have a little gloss over the bronze medal match as well, between the host, Japan, and of course, one of the other bigger boys, Mexico. We'll take a look at all of that in just a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. Thank you for your love. And of course, as the domestic football comes back around, this is it, the final bit of competitive international games that we'll cover in the summer, of course, as we look forward to the qualifiers for the World Cup in September. But of course, we're going to wrap it all up right here on a Dicky Bow. So let's get into it then, shall we? Take a little look at how we all got on last round with our predictions for the semi-finals. Bring you back up to date with the prediction league. So here it comes at you. These are the score lines. 2-1 win in the first semi-final between the host Japan and of course probably the favourites in my eyes, Spain. That's right. And of course the other one was a 3-0 win going in favour of Brazil over Mexico. Those were my predictions, but of course the actual scoreline was a 1-0 win for Spain. That's right, they squeezed through with the skin of their teeth. They've just done enough, you know, Spain, just like in the Euros. They flattered to deceive. They had a lot of young gun kind of players, and they are probably building something for the future in the full scale international game. But they're on the cusp of greatness. They'll at least get the silver medal. But are these young core of Spanish folks good enough to go the distance? Of course, and who will they face in the final? Well, they'll face, of course, Brazil, who squeaked through themselves on penalties. Beating Mexico in the end, 0-0 after the full bit of action, and of course penalties took over the match there to send them through. So of course Spain and Brazil will make up the final, but of course we've got the bronze medal match between Japan and Mexico. Let's take a little look though. So let's take a look at, of course, the leaderboard then, shall we, of course, for this past semi-finals. There we go, that's more like it. Of course, top of the pops there, LJ and Cow, JSP City, Hans Worst, Deep Out the Great, Iman Hussein, Malikan and Hamid, so all top bananas there, 100% with 2 out of 2. Winky's got himself 1, Escovia and Judy, of course, failed to get off the mark. That's the round. But let's take a look at the updated leaderboard. Here it is, coming at you. Of course, we have a 3-way tie at the moment, but with 2 points on the offering, it still has Hans Worst in the mix. As for the rest of the chasing pack, you've still got a lot of work to do, but that's the situation right here, right now, of course, as we look forward to those semi-finals. But anyway, let's remind ourselves before that, we'll say, here we go, is the details for the prediction for the final. Again, there's 2 games in it, of course, the gold medal and of course the bronze medal match. But let's remind ourselves, of course, how we got to this stage, shall we? Here we go, recap of the groups. Japan did top the group over in Group A, Mexico followed suit, and of course those two will meet yet again for the bronze medal. Then of course into Group B, South Korea and New Zealand came through, and of course Romania, Honduras tumbled out. Into Group C, Spain and Egypt, of course they progressed to the knockout stages. Argentina surprisingly crashed out. Australia also, after their fantastic start. Brazil and Ivory Coast also went through. Germany also crashing out at the group stages. Let's take a look at those. What do we look? Oh, it's coming at you in all kinds of shapes and spheres here. It's not how I wanted it, but anyway, here it goes. Of course, Japan did take on New Zealand, and they did progress to those to the quarterfinals, or semi-finals, should I say. Spain took on Ivory Coast. They also progressed. Mexico ousted South Korea and also knocked themselves through, as did Brazil take care of Egypt as well to set up those semi-finals. And well, of course, we just cover those at the start of the show there. To make up this barnstorming final, it is Spain, it is Brazil, and it is, of course, for the gold medal. But of course, we're also going to have a little gloss over this Japan Mexico game. So let's get into it right here, right now. Hopefully, that's right. Here we go. Japan against Mexico. Of course, they played each other earlier in the campaign. That's right. But in total, they played each other 2 times since 2012. 1 win apiece, of course. Previously, back in 2012, was a 3-1 win for Mexico. And of course, right here, right now, in the group stages, was a 2-1 win for Japan. Heading into this, of course, let's have a recap of how they got to this stage. Of course, let's take a look at Japan. Of course, coming at you, they did Where are they? Where are they? They did come through, beating South Africa in their first match. Then they did take on Mexico, and they also won. They came out of the group, of course, 100% record with a 4-0 win over France. They also sidestepped New Zealand, and of course, narrowly got lost. Narrowly got beat by Spain in the semis. As for Mexico, of course, they're coming into this, beating France, and of course, losing to Japan before securing their spot in the quarterfinals with a win over South Africa. They also took care of South Korea, in a 9-goal thriller, but unfortunately losing to penalties to Brazil at this stage. Let's take a look at the bookies odds on this one, then, shall we? 70-10 for Japan, 11-5 Asia, draw 8-5 Asia, of course. You're away when that is Mexico. I've got no odds for them for the outright. Do I have any outright? Not really. But anyway, of course, my pick for this one, I'm going to go with the host to make it a double win over Mexico, 2-0 win to get themselves a bit of bling at the end of it. It might not be gold, might not be silver, but it's enough to be content with, of course, hosting the football event in your own country. Next up, of course, we have the Barnstorming final. It is Brazil, and it is, of course, Spain. The two favourites from the get-go will meet. The lock horns. They've never played each other at Olympic level. Of course, let's kind of remind ourselves of how they got there. Of course, Brazil up at that 6-goal thriller against Germany, 4-2 win in the end. Before they had a little bit of an upset or a little bit of a shock with a 0-0 draw against Ivory Coast. After that, took care of business against Saudi Arabia, and of course wrapped it up. Well, actually went through to the quarterfinals, and of course took care of Egypt and Mexico in the end. Again, narrowly, only narrowly. They narrowly beat Egypt. They squeezed past Mexico on penalties. In the end. So let's kick it off over to Spain then, of course. Also started off with a bit of an upset with a draw against Egypt before beating Australia, and also drawing with Argentina to go through with just one win under the locker. They did a step up a gear against Ivory Coast with a 7-goal thriller before wrapping up against Japan as well, 1-0 to go through to the final. Of course, speaking of the final, we have the odds. 31-20 is your Brazil, 2-1 is just Spain. Very, very close odds on this one. 50-8 is your draw. If you want to go for the distance and of course see who's going to be the favourite to lift the gold or put the gold around the neck at the end of it, is Brazil 5-4 on. They are your favourites. However, Spain are 20-19 on also, so it's very, very tight. Not much money in it either way if you're a betting man. For me, though, I am going to go with Spain on this one. 2-1 win. They have got a lot of good players in this team, and I know Brazil have also got another sassy players, but realistically, on paper, Spain do have much more regular first-team players, and I think they're just going to deliver in the end. It's going to be a tight game. You're only one goal in it, but ultimately, that's how I see this gold medal panning out. That's right. That bit of gold will go around the Spanish necks as they end the campaign with a bit of gold and end their summer as well, and of course bring it back to La Liga, which of course kicks off at the back end of August. That's it, my friends. That's how I think of it. In fact, let's jump back to that. Take a little look at, of course, recap the prediction data there if you want to get in there with the prediction league. But that is it. Make sure you get involved with the prediction league. Of course, looking forward to seeing your final ones, and of course we'll have a winner at the end of it. Be sure to give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well if you want to support channel in another way, and also on Discord, which is wide open. Until then, I'll see you soon. The domestic leagues kick off, a lot of them this weekend, so get involved with those predictions as well. But I'll see you soon for the next one.